Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we've got some really fun news from Princess, as well as lots of updates and a couple of things to talk about. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members. You all are absolutely wonderful. I'd also like to welcome all of you who are new. We are so glad to have you with us. And if there is anyone here who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love it if you would consider subscribing to our channel. It will make you a member of our Let's Go family here. You'll be able to enjoy being a part of this, getting all of the updates with everything going on. If you're thinking about going on a cruise or got a cruise scheduled, or even if you've never been and just want to find out what it is and what kind of people go cruising, this is certainly the place for you. So first of all, today, which is Monday, March 21st, Princess put out a news release talking about the fact that they are going to do special activities for the Queens, the Queen of England's Platinum Jubilee, aboard the UK home port ships. And so first of all, they've got a few things they said they're going to do. So they are going to have a special program from June 2nd through the 5th of 2022, which is going to include a series of activities to celebrate the significant milestone, and those activities are going to take place on the Sky Princess, the Enchanted Princess, the Emerald Princess, and the Island Princess, because those are the princess ships that will be home ported at Southampton this summer. And it says they will also have live coverage, which will be up on the big Movies Under the Sky screen for Trooping of the Colour, the Thanksgiving service at Westminster Abbey, the Epsom Derby, and a platinum party that will be held at the Palace, which I'm guessing Buckingham Palace, and the Jubilee party. And so, like I said, that'll be up on Movies Under the Stars. It says that the piazza is going to be decorated with banners and buntings to celebrate that, as well as they are going to encourage any guests who want to dress up in the royal red, white, and blue colors for a special dress up night. So that sounds really funny, not funny, fun. They are going to have some special afternoon teas. They'll include the famous British Victoria sponge cake. They're going to have Pims and strawberries, which will be served up on deck, and a royal dinner menu will also be available. They're going to also have a special royal variety show that's going to include an Elton John tribute. That will be in the Princess Theater. They're going to have royal trivia in the Princess Live. They're going to have a special talk from Grant Harold, who is a former butler of the Prince of Wales. And so I just think that it sounds like Princess is going out of their way to celebrate this special milestone, and indeed it is. She is Queen Elizabeth is the longest serving monarch in history, and so I think that she deserves a little bit of a celebration, and so you can look forward to that. And if any of you who will be on one of those ships, then we would love to hear from you about how it goes, and if you want to share any pictures over on our Facebook group, Let's Go Travel Tips, we would love to see them. I am not British, but I just thoroughly enjoy keeping up with what's going on with the British family. Not in a crazy way, just as fun to see what's going on. Now, the next thing that I wanted to let everyone know is a big announcement from Royal Caribbean, and I think it's a little bit surprising given the fact that the cruise ban in Australia is going to end on April 17th. They just have announced that they are going to move Radiance of the Seas, and she was supposed to be sailing out of Sydney down there in Australia, clearly, from October of 2022 through April of 2023. And they have announced they're canceling those sailings, and they are going to move her up here to North America, where she will be sailing from New Orleans and Galveston during that time period. So it'll be fun to see what cruises become available here, as well as if they are going to move another ship to take over the sailings that Radiance of the Sea was going to be doing down there. That was not part of the news release, and so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And so we'll all keep our eye out for that, but I just wanted to let you all know what's going on. And along with that, while we're talking about sailings, they're down under, the Down Under Cruisers, who have a great YouTube channel, they are going to be our guests this evening on our live. And if you haven't been to one of our lives yet, we would love to have you. And if you've been, of course, we want you to come. They are just the cutest couple and just amazing people, really. And we get to talk to them. They're going to share some of their experiences because we're going to ask them questions. And you can put your questions in the comment as well. And Gordon and I will do our best to answer any questions that you've got. But also, we can, if you've got questions for them, because they live in Australia, we will be able to pick those up and ask them on your behalf, and they'll give us the answers. So our live is always every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the best way to always follow us is just to subscribe in that way and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you'll get a little notification when we go live and you can click on it. And also, if you don't, just go to our channel on YouTube. Just search Let's Go Travel Tips and it'll bring you to our channel and you can click on the live, okay? And we have a brand new computer, which Gordon is setting up for me. We got a fancy iMac, and so now I can go live sometimes when Gordon's not home. Like when they were announcing all those protocols for sailings out of Southampton, there was just so much information, and I would have loved to have visited with all of you about it so that I could look for all of the answers you needed, because everybody wants to know different things. And so since our setup was really not so that I could do that on my own, I just went through and did a video hoping to catch what you need. But I have really fun plans for being able to do lives more often and go over more questions, especially on things that y'all want to know about. So anyway, that's a side note. But anyway, we are really excited to have the Down Under Cruisers with us this evening, and hopefully Royal Caribbean will be able to have another ship take over those sailings as the Radiance of the Sea is being moved. The next thing that I wanted to let you know, our next item of business, is a lot of people have been talking about that canceled Baltic cruise. And it is the May 4th sailing that was supposed to be round trip out of Copenhagen. And so we have an amazing Let's Go family member, Arthur, and I mentioned him last week, but he, and some news that he shared with us, but a lot of you are saying that your cruise has been canceled, that you received that voyage notification, but that cruise is actually going to just go out of Southampton instead, which changes it enough that they wanted to give people the chance, you know, to, if they wanted to go on the cruise that will now be going, because it'll be so different, it's not going to be the same cruise that everyone was expecting, you can call and book what that cruise is going to be now. But just a heads up, a couple of things. First of all, if you haven't done anything about your cruise, it's going to keep saying that it is just sitting there in your account until April 15th, unless you do something about it. Because the information, Arthur was so kind to share his with me, it says that you can either have a full refund of your money, or you can have a 100% future cruise credit. And so they want you to contact them by April 15th to let them know what you want. And so if you don't call them, it's going to sit there until April 15th. But if you let them know, and there is a link, it's like, it will be in the notification email that you got. So just look there, but it's like princess.com, and I think it's / something like PCL, but it's the easiest just to look at your cancellation email. And that way you can let them know what you want. So if you want your money back, once you do that, they will get that process underway, and that cruise will come off of your account sooner. And if you're wanting to book another cruise during that time, I would say call them and go through the process with them, or have your travel agent do it. That's what the lovely thing about having a travel agent is, they do those kinds of things for you. But I would definitely call them and say, you know what, I want, you know, a future cruise credit or my money back, whatever, and I do want to book that cruise that's for that same time period. There's really lots of options, but I just wanted to let people know that if you don't do anything about it, it's going to be a long time till it goes off, because they have to wait for April 15th to go by. And if you don't contact them, they're just going to give you a future cruise credit. And the way they do that is they give you a future cruise credit for the amount that was the cruise fare, and then like your port fees and taxes and anything else you booked to go with that is going to come back to you as a refund on your credit card. But I just wanted to make everybody aware so that you're not wondering why that's sitting there even though you wish it would go off. So I thought I'd let you know about that. the next thing that we need to talk about is right now we've got some people on the Majestic Princess, and this really highlights to me how differently people see things. It really is subjective, the experience that you have. And the other day, in my video that I think was on Saturday maybe, I told everybody how in my life anyway, and this has been really helpful, I put all of the worries of going on a cruise in a bucket, and that's where I put my things that I'm worried about, like, oh, we've got to make sure we take care of our pre-cruise test, and we got to make sure, like with our sailing that's going to be out of Rome, I've got to make sure I keep up to date with what Italy is requiring. I've got to make sure I keep up to date with everything. So I put those kind of things in there. But then in my other bucket is all of the joy that I get from traveling and from cruising and just being able to be on a ship and visit beautiful places and meet new people and experience the glorious cultures that are out there. And you know what? I think a little bit of also what I do is, you know, when you get on a cruise ship, invariably there's going to be something that you're not nuts about. Invariably, there's going to be more people eating the buffet when you are than you like. Invariably, your dinner in the main dining room is going to take a little bit longer to get to you than you wish it did. It's like there's like all of these things ranging from silly things like that up to things that are, you know, a much bigger deal. And so I guess why I want to tell you this is I just want to say pack as much grace, as much patience, and just happy to be there vibes as you can. We've got people on the Majestic Princess right now, and some people are saying it's a mess. There's too many people. The internet's a mess. Everything, nothing is going right. And then we have other people saying it's fantastic. It's fun to have more people on the ship because there's more nightlife. There's more everything going on when there's more people on the ship. And I know that we all have different preferences. That's just the way life is. And so I just wanted to say that clearly pack, you know, we don't change, I don't know, it's hard to change what your preferences are, but just trying to find the best way to navigate everything so that you can enjoy it, because you're there, you may as well figure out a way to really enjoy where you are. And so with that said, right now on the Majestic Princess there are 3,000 passengers, and it's getting pretty close to sailing at 100% capacity, but that was up from 700 last week is what this nice person has let us know. And so I just am throwing that out there. Do your best to enjoy it, and in the same time, if something disappoints you, try to get over it as quick as you can. I know that's hard sometimes. Now, just a quick update to where we sit. You know, the CDC had that website all the time during the shutdown and through the cruising restart, and then they've redone that website to show where we are right now. And so I just wanted to tell you where the Princess ships are right now. It's really exciting. We've got one green ship. The Enchanted Princess has reported no cases in the last week. I think that's remarkable. The Caribbean Princess and the Emerald Princess are yellow, and yellow is when you have less than 0.3% of passengers and crew members would have COVID. And then orange is what the Majestic and the Ruby Princess are, and that's when you've got 0.3% more of passengers or crew members have it. But the really nice thing is they include in that there's like been no sustained transmission among the crew or the passengers, and I think that's really important to note because people come from all over. And you can have people show up with it on the ship, but as long as it's not transmitting to everyone and causing a huge outbreak, I think that it's really important to note that because that's one of the things that they worry about. But I just thought you might like to know where all of the ships are. We've also got Mary Ann, and she is on the Emerald right now. She said they've had a little bit rougher seas, so it's important to make sure you have your sea legs with you. And one thing that I really like, she told us that a guy named Hutch is his name. He is their destination lecturer right now, and she pointed out how much she enjoys that Princess does those destination lectures. And if you haven't been on Princess yet, their destination lectures are, they have a guest lecturer on, and they do it. My experience has been always a really good job of talking about where you're going and everything to see there. They often have really nice slides. transportation, how to get around in your port, just things not to miss, what to expect. They do a really good job. And then, so she just said that is going great on this cruise. He's doing an outstanding job. They're thoroughly enjoying it. And it depends on the cruise. Sometimes they will have more than one lecture about like any given port. Sometimes if there's a lot to cover, it will be a little bit longer. And if you ever miss those, they always have them on the stateroom TV. They're available there later so that you can pick those up. So let's see. Okay. The last thing is, you know what, the other day when I was doing my video about what the update for the cruise protocols were on sailings from the UK, I said that the testing at Southampton is $60, and I don't think I said it clearly enough. It's not 1616, it is 60 US dollars. And so just be aware of that and know that it is 60 US dollars. If anyone would like to talk in the comments, I would just love it when we have some conversations there and a little talk about what's going on. I would love to hear from any of you. If anybody else has decided to pick up another cruise instead of that May 4th sailing of the Enchanted Princess, if you've decided to pick up another sailing on the Enchanted Princess, or rebook and go on the one that cruise is now, or if you are picking up an entirely different cruise, I would love to hear from you. And a point for the discussion is, we had a Let's Go family member who got canceled on that and didn't want to go on any Princess cruises, and now she's picked up a different cruise, but the plane ticket is much more expensive, and wondering if Princess would pay for the difference to go on another cruise with another cruise line. My reply was, I don't think they're going to pay for that difference. I think that is just one of those unfortunate things that happens in life, but I would love to hear from all of you. I'd love to hear what you think, if you have had this experience, or what you think about it, as well as I'm getting more comments and emails from people saying they don't want to give their health information to the cruise lines, and so they're going to look for a cruise line that doesn't require that. I don't think there is one right now. I think you need to supply your proof of vaccination to any cruise line that you're on, and so I would just love to hear what you guys think about that as well. I personally, clearly, I've been going on cruises and telling them I'm vaccinated, so it doesn't bother me, but I would really like to know what you all think about it. So if you would drop your comments, and as well as if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to put those in the comments for us as well. If you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? That really helps us out. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.